vicarious? Vicarious means that it indicates there's a medium. There's something between the object and the subject. There's something in between. So the term vicarious enjoyment means that the person enjoys, in other words, the person comes in contact with something else, enjoys that object, but through media of something. Through the media of something. For example, parents often enjoy vicariously through their children, like everything they did not manage to become in their lives. Not necessarily that all parents behave like this, but some parents do. So whatever they did not become in their lives, they expect their children to become just that. In other words, if they didn't succeed in life in one aspect, they want their kids to be successful in that aspect. And in this way, they sort of can become possessive, very much controlling their children. They actually enjoy life through their children. So that's one type of vicarious enjoyment. Any other examples come to your mind of vicarious enjoyment? Movies, for example. I saw. It was a short film because we just produced a short film, so looked up some short films, and they showed this guy, monstrous-looking guy. I mean, guy's as ugly as if he had a third eye on his forehead. Would you like to date a guy with a third eye on his forehead? So it's just like, I don't know where did they find it, but the guy just looks horrible, like no girls would want to hang out with him. But then he locks himself in his apartment, It's a very instructive film, short instructive film. And he locks himself in his apartment, and then he vicariously enjoys a relationship with the woman through the media of TV, or video or computer or something like that, And even though in his real life he never even dared to approach a woman, but there he is, he's like utilizing his TV, utilizing his whatever other media like that to vicariously enjoy. That's another type of vicarious enjoyment. Celebrities, for example, people tend to absorb themselves in the lives of celebrities. What did he or she do? And I mean, why are you so? It was very curious to me. I was a kind of a rebel teenager, so whatever was normal, I tried to be against it, even though I couldn't quite always tell why, but just somehow adapted that attitude. So, I was wondering, why celebrity? Why? I mean, why are people so absorbed? Because of this vicarious enjoyment. Like sometimes they have these celebrities, TV shows, then all those who are not celebrities, they watch and they sort of just enjoy the fame of celebrities by watching a documentary on a celebrity or something like that, once they had this, they had a show, I forget, Rich and Famous or something.
Yeah,
like
Lifestyles.
Lifestyles of Rich and Famous. Yeah, it's like
the guy's voice.
The guy's like barely, the barely surviving. He's barely having enough money to buy his food. But there he is. He's watching, lives of rich and famous. He's looking at these big houses. It's like, oh. That's called vicarious enjoyment. But in reality, that person's not really enjoying. It's just a mental thing. There's nothing really tangible. So on one hand, there is some enjoyment. In other words, people won't be doing it. But on the other hand, it's distant. It's distant. So it's, in some ways, it's frustrating. So similarly, another type of vicarious enjoyment is one that people seldomly think about. And that is the materialistic enjoyment, where one tries to enjoy through the media of one's body, physical body, like pure physical enjoyment. Like there's no spiritual element in it. It's just like, the material body coming in contact with material sense objects. The objects of the senses, the eyes like to see, ears like to hear, skin likes to touch. And then you come in contact, like eating, you stuff your mouth and it's melting, and And you're enjoying through your tongue. That's a sense, okay? The sense of touch. And you're enjoying, and it is enjoyment, but because you know, your identity being spiritual, in the most profound sense, our identity is spiritual. And because in this particular case, we derive that pleasure purely through a physical incident, you know, the enjoyment is there, but it's always remote. It's always remote. Like the guy who's locked in his apartment, and he's never met a girl, never dared to approach one, you know. But there he's watching his videos, you know. Yeah. So some pleasure is there, but it's all remote, you know. It's all remote. So similarly, I mean, anyone who's a little bit observant must have noticed this about materialistic pleasures. That the pleasure is there, but it's always sort of remote. You know, it's never really close. You never really benefit from it. It never really envelops you. It's always sort of elusive, like trying to grab a slippery bar of soap, you know. Just keep slipping. It's not quite there. Like you're touching it, but you're not, you know. So that's another type of vicarious enjoyment. So anyhow, that's why we propound spiritual enjoyment. Because without that spiritual touch, the enjoyment always remains vicarious or remote. There's a media in between. It's not pure, it's not direct, and therefore ultimately is always frustrating. It just always is. Just like the guy, you know, might be watching his TV and he is very, very thrilled about it, you know. But ultimately it's frustrating because it's not a real thing. There's a media in between. It's TV, you know. There's him, there's TV, and then there's a girl. So TV's in the way. So like that, there's the soul, there's the body, and then there's the world.